Yard, Mangwase, Elang, New Bawe, Odogono, McCarthy Hill, Tetegu, Sampa Valley, Aigbe Town, SCC, parts of Waja Giselle, Choice, GBC Quarters, Mile 11, Mala Market, Bawe, and surrounding areas. All customers should please note that immediately the generation profile improves, power supply will be restored. ECG regrets the inconvenience caused to the affected customers. That's a message from ECG for all of you good people.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
It's 11 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My guest in studio, clad in his NDC Fugu, Prince Derek Ejay, is senior communications person for the NDC on the national scale. Prince Derek, welcome.
Thank you, my brother, and welcome back yourself.
Why did you decide to wear this smock today?
Well, I think that the ECG have done what the NPP were requesting for, except that it does it anyway under NDC anytime. NDC is not shy to do the needful and publish timetables where necessary. It's the NPP that runs away from Dumsor timetables and calls things like Dumsor and all that. But he played a very nice song.
It's by Winneba Youth Choir.
When was that done?
Oh, this was done about 2-3 years ago.
So it's not because of the recent
No.
fire?
It's not because of this one.
So why?
I don't know.
There was Dumsor then?
I don't know.
2-3 years ago.
I don't know.
That was that nice song. I was hearing a voice. It sounded like Bob in the back. I was like,
please.
is that a recent thing?
Oh, please.
No, but that was a nice song.
Yeah, it's choral music. Choral music is beautiful.
It's beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, we should be proud
so
of...
you can say Dumsor about Ebimusi Omuntiasi.
But now, Matiasi press conference. It's good. You see, the hypocrisy is not only found in NPP, and I must be frank. There are hypocrites in every political party. Unfortunately for the NPP, they have a very big, constituency of hypocrites. And Adumako and others are lending themselves to that list. In fact, I listened to Tampuli the last time, and I was like, wow. Isn't he the one? Is it NPA? No. NPA is Mustafa Hamid.
Mustafa Hamid.
But he was...
Tampuli was also at
in
some...
the oil?
Yes,
Yeah.
within the oil.
And he is also facing some prosecution, I believe.
Yes.
So all the guys... And I listened to Samia Uku. His killed me totally. He was actually trying to draw in the school kids who are supposed to be writing their BEC and claim that the lights have gone off, and so suddenly there's a problem in his constituency and elsewhere. He has taken our money. He's not accounting for our money. And he comes to organize, and he's still in parliament. You see, we need a serious look into
He took your money where?
The good causes project.
What, from the NLA?
NLA, lot of money.
But did he take the money? It's money that was used.
He used some for AstroTurf in his constituency to win elections, to be in parliament.
But that good cause does that anyway.
In his constituency?
No, it does that across the country.
No, but in his constituency. In fact, the rain even washed that badly constructed AstroTurf away. You see, at the end of the day, I feel sad for Ghana, especially when NPP people who are supposed to be in jail come out and make noise. They are kind of drawing our attention to the fact that we are not being, as hard as we should be, and that's where it saddens me that the NDC is not doing what the Ghanaian people want. Ghanaians want to see accountability, they want to see probity, then they want to see punishment. These people are calling for the heads of the people in the energy sector. Just because of a fire outbreak, which many people suspect is arson. Many people suspect the same NPP people to be the arsonists behind this Akosombo, fire outbreak. You know why? Not too long ago, when fuel prices went up because of the Iran-US-Israel war, and there was a pushback for, the prices of fuel to be reduced. The government was in the throes of reducing the prices. Government was being stampeded into removing the 1 cedi that was meant to ring fence money for the IPP payments. They wanted that one removed. Meanwhile, these guys have chopped the IPP money. IPP was threatening to bring Dumsor, well, not bring Dumsor, but to turn off their power, which would have resulted in. They were unhappy because government even reduced the thing beyond their expectations, but they don't touch the 1 cedi because government did not want Dumsor to happen. A week later, Even shortly after, the president goes round, looking at the transformers that are being replaced and so on. Then this fire happens. And then these guys come out to have a press conference saying that there's Dumsor. They want Dumsor at all costs.
Oh, who says that? But if the light goes on and comes back on, is it not Dumsor?
Dumsor. I don't have a good voice. I will sing that one. But seriously, these guys have been singing Dumsor from day one, wanting Dumsor. And like I said, they wanted Dumsor by taking off the one city so that the IPPs would not. And then, I think just yesterday or so, there was a fire outbreak in one of the courts.
Right.
In, I think, Eastern region. All their documents are gone.
That's right.
Look, I think it's a test. We should, and I think national security should get serious. I know national security is investigating this fire and looking at the criminal side of things, and the minister has told us. I think national security should start looking at our key installations, especially the courts.
The markets and all of those ones. Because there was a market fire in KGT as well.
Even in that one, there was a market fire earlier this year. And I went with the mayor and the national security people. We saw a container of oil that had been put in diesel that had been put in a corner. So the fire gets there. It was clear to some of us that it was arson. Now, I'm saying that national security should open its eyes and ears and listen to the ground. If the markets go up in flames, what it means is that people's livelihoods are distorted and economic life, the MPP profits from that.
No, you cannot be allowed to say that.
No.
How do you know if there's fire somewhere? How do you come to the conclusion that it is an MPP person who went to start the fire, or who is engineered the fire, or they profit from it?
They profit from that.
But you have to engineer something to profit from it.
The timing.
How
of this
do
fire,
you know? How did you come to by that conclusion?
Today, I was listening to your station. They didn't want to even talk about Ken Ofri-Atta, the adjournment of his thing to do,
right?
Because there are other things that need attention, like this fire, etc. That's been occasioned by this fire. Isn't MPP profiting from it?
Best in the morning.
There are people who should be prosecuted, Tampoli and all those addressing press conferences over Dumsor and all that. These people are supposed to be in court being prosecuted.
They are innocent until proven guilty.
They are profiting from it.
They are innocent until proven guilty.
Taking the eye of the media off the ball is their profit, and then the courts are now being bent, not just markets anymore. Courts are being bent, records being bent, so prosecution cannot happen. That's a small test. But what if they start burning all the other courts and they start burning Attorney General's department, start burning Yoko offices and so on? National security should be up and doing and keep their eyes. In fact, all Ghanaians should be vigilant. Follow every MPP person with your eyes, ears, and everything. Your soul.
No,
yes.
You are not being fair to the MPP. No, you are not being fair.
Are they being fair to Ghanaians?
They're asking questions. They're saying that, look, you promised Ghanaians A, deliver A, and stop talking about B and C. Deliver A. That's all they're asking for.
But you know about ESLA.
Yes, the energy sector levy.
What did they do with it? When NDC was leaving in 2016, the books of Gridco, VRA, ECG were cleaned. I remember Tekbe did that as additional responsibility given him as finance minister to oversee the energy sector.
Right.
Then the deputy minister was the current minister, who they want removed because he's doing very well. In fact, when he assumed office, the day one, the minority leader, former board chairman of ECG, admitted on the floor of parliament that the stealing that had been going on at ECG, the recycling of materials that they had bought with our money, happened regularly. And he didn't see anything wrong. He should have been jailed by now for that comment. He should have been investigated and jailed on his own words, on the floor of parliament. The records are still there. It's a house of records. You see, I think that, honestly, I'm going to be very frank and blunt. NDC must set up. Ghanaians must wake up and see the evil that is confronting this nation. There's an evil prowling, and it's in red, white, and blue colors. Yes. Look, you see, I think that NDC should not try and look like MPP. And
are you not the same?
No, I'm saying that. I told you earlier on that there are hypocrites on both sides. There are criminals on both sides. For example, I'm sure we'll be talking about Galamsey and so on. We've heard that there are some NDC people involved, the MPP people.
So prosecute them.
So I am saying that if indeed it is true, we should not be seeing the colors. Prosecute any NDC person who is involved, like any MPP person. But we have a Galamsey report done by Professor Frimpong Watson. And many of those actors are in parliament still. We should turn our eyes into the parliament of Ghana. A lot of the criminals are there. We should get them out. Corrupt people, whether NDC or MPP, corrupt and galamsey persons in the parliament, we should clean the House of Parliament. We should take the whip there, like Jesus did. Whip them out. And the Suhum MP, get him out. Duke, get him out. They sat on the Frimpong Party report for 2 years, hid it from the public view. And they're sitting in Parliament. Look, I think that if for Ghana to move forward, we must do a proper cleaning. It's not just about the reset. The reset is good, but Ghanaians as citizens, the responsibility is ours. We are the government. The government has come, set the policy framework, but the Ghanaians must act. If you see somebody doing something, it's not about see something, say something, do something.
Do something like what? Take the law into your hands?
No, Ghanaians have, the Constitution allows for Ghanaians to do
citizens arrest.
Citizens arrest is one. Me, very soon I'll start some. Yesterday.
You'll be arresting people.
But the Constitution allows us to do that. Yesterday, I had calls where at the court.
Don't be tantamount to harassing people.
No, not harassing. We are La doesn't have a chief for 7 years. Meanwhile, some lawyers are making sure that we don't have a chief for much longer.
What do they benefit from that?
Because their fathers are complicit in the land stealing. Those people who are listed in the land looting. I gave you the document. SK Boafo and Co. Go and check. Whether SK
but you are litigating this matter, so you can't be making commentary about it.
No, this is not litigating. I'm talking about the land
But I'm saying
looting.
that these matters have been litigated, no? So we cannot be making sub judice comments about it.
No. I'm saying that, no, you have not heard what I'm saying. I'm saying that we were at the court. People are trying to keep the status quo so that people can loot.
That's what I'm saying, that these matters are before the court.
That's not before the court.
What is before the court?
What is before the court is about who should be the manche.
The manche, okay.
But I'm saying that this thing has been going on for too long.
But then you're extending the conversation to say that they are insisting on not having a chief because then their parents are complicit in that. And I'm saying that...
I'm stating a statement of fact which is independent of that. And they know that to be fact.
No.
Let them take me on.
No.
Look, you see, you're provoking me.
No.
You're provoking
I'm not
me
provoking
to
you.
go into the details of what I'm going to do next.
I
will be instituting an Article 146 petition against a certain, appeal court judge, David Boafo.
Hey.
Yes. He was the one who was handling the case, and he's given to somebody who is misrepresenting himself in the court. Yesterday, he was being cited for perjury. He was lying. Your client was present in court. Meanwhile, you have gone to replace the client without the client's authority, and you have not even served in the processes.
Okay, we need to move away from that. Let's talk about Dumsor, please.
Yes.
Drink water. Calm down. Now, let's talk about Dumsor. So, give and take, when are we supposed to be out of these woods?
Well, I think that we are moving out very fast. So far, 3 of the units have been brought on stream. And as you would know, the minister and his team have been working very hard since the fire, outbreak. And engineers have been drafted from all over, and they've been working around the clock. They've been working ahead of schedule. In fact, when the first unit came on stream, it was assumed that by the end of the week, let's say about 1 week period, all the 6 units will be on stream. Thankfully, the second one came on stream, and so when the announcement was made, a 66 time frame for some disruptions, it had to be revised rapidly because the third one also came on stream, delivering about 109 megawatts of power. And they are still working on bringing the other 3 on stream. So I believe that they will keep to the timetable of finishing by the end of the week, and hopefully having about 1,000 megawatts that was lost through the fire or arson attack, as many Ghanaians believe it to be. Now, beyond that, there were problems before, and I think that the minister had been candid, and that's what governments must do. We must be candid with the people of Ghana. There were problems. In fact, some were inherited, and then some also were identified and were being tackled, because you cannot finish solving the energy problems of this country. Right. Indeed, when you want to have a 24-hour economy, energy is important. We need the streets to be lighted. We need electricity, not one-phase electricity, but you need 3-phase electricity to push manufacturing and industry. So this government is interested in that. In fact, the last time President Mahama was in office, he tried to up the generation capacity of this country and left an excess, which the MPP called waste. Indeed, at a time when we needed to export more to our neighbors, at the time where we needed to up our industrialization drive, we didn't do that. Instead, we wasted the opportunity and tried to rather sell ECG. And that's what saddens me about the MPP when they talk about Dumsor and all that. What did they do to ECG? They tried to take it as PDS. Up to now, you and I are prepaid this money. Have they refunded it?
No.
It's sad, but let's stay on the positive. So now, this government is looking at not just giving the energy sector a boost, but to look at green transitions, go into the green, energy environment, whether it's e-vehicles or solar panels and so on. So even a building policy that incorporates solar is one. The government sector being compelled to rely on solar is another, and so on and so forth. I think that we are making great strides
At a snail's pace.
You see, when you take 2 steps forward and you have arsonists bring you back 10 steps, and you are able to cover that space in 3 days, you cannot be said to be.
You have not finished the investigation, but you already know what the thing is. I'm surprised.
One arsonist just joined us in the studio.
You have not.
You see, because I came in, he was scared, so he didn't know how to say things well.
No. But
He started.
Praise Derek. Let me introduce Mr. Alfred Thompson, former deputy MD of the NIB Bank. He's a senior communicator for the NPP. Alfred, do you have interest in the forthcoming national treasurer of the NPP? How's it going?
Very well.
Are you sure?
Very great, yeah.
Who are you competing against?
The rest.
He said there's no competition.
Those I'm going with, they are not competitors.
Why?
They are going for national.
They came to help. He said they came to help.
Position.
They said they came skeletons in their.
They are
They
going
don't
for the
fly.
treasury position of the party.
No, but he's a cleaner of many I know. So
Who are the many?
Oh,
Don't come and try and
closet.
patter me here. So you think so when I have to
I will campaign for you.
Don't go there.
Campaigning for him.
But back to the conversation.
Yes,
You have
yes.
not finished the investigations, but you already know what the cause of the thing is.
No, I haven't said.
It's
I know the cause.
You said that.
I said
you
they
said
are suspected.
no. You said arsonists.
Oh,
when you are doing something and arsonists come into the picture,
oh,
and
that
then
one,
in
that
3
one.
days,
Yes.
how did you come by the conclusion that they are arsonists when you have not finished the investigation?
What convicts a man better than anything? His own words, right?
That's right.
And so listen to the MPP. Listen to them and the tragedy of their conversations around Dumsor, which has become more of a
So we
cliche.
went to bend that place.
Oh, many Ghanaians believe so. Many Ghanaians believe
But
so.
that is not the fact, is it? The fact.
No, I hope it is not.
Wow.
But if it is, the national security will get to it. The investigations will show.
So allow
And I
the
hope they are
investigations to
vindicated,
be
because if they are
concluded
not,
then.
if they are not, we should not allow them to walk free if they are.
Okay. Alfred, step in for me. Why is your party so bent on calling what is happening
They are
Dumsor?
bent on many things.
Calling.
What's happening now? The minister says Dumsor is not back. President says Dumsor is not back. But your side of the aisle keeps insisting that this is Dumsor. Press conferences here and there.
My brother,
Yes, sir.
Johnny, how are you doing?
I am greater than Accra.
Greetings from Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Okay, I greet
He
him
sent
too.
his love and his best wishes to you this morning.
Oh, he's a former brigade boy.
Yeah. He wishes you the best.
Only him.
BB, sure and steadfast.
Only him.
Sure.
Allah.
You know
man
what?
don't greet me, oh.
I greet my brother here,
What about Babia?
the arsonist.
What about Babia?
I greet you, the arsonist. Yeah. He doesn't know you, so he can't greet you. He sends his love and greetings to John Mahama and says that he should stop continuing the way he's going. Because when you lie your way into power and you keep on lying, it gets to a time.
Babia is talking about lying.
No,
catches up with you.
allow him to make his
I'm sorry,
catches
I'm
up
sorry.
with you.
You see, when you go and do whatever you want to do, or whenever you want to do things wrongly, and you are caught up, then you start naming things before, even if you set up an investigation committee or committee, and you start naming and shaming yourselves before the time, you keep on asking, are we serious as a nation?
Right.
One of the first things that happened under the energy ministry when they took power was that they said many containers have been missing at the port.
Right.
True or false?
With cables.
With cables and transformers. Not only cables, cables and transformers.
Yes.
They went to the extent of even saying that, they've gone to catch and seize some of the containers at, is it a Lebanese or a white man's place somewhere on the Akosombo route. Later on, they came back to say that, they've seen all the containers at the port. True or false?
True.
At another yard within the port. You see, NDC has a penchant for lies and lies and lies.
Why do you say
And
that?
they paint it in such a way that they want you to believe that every truth you are churning out, it's a lie. Because theirs is the best. After all this hula baloo, what happened? The containers, what happened? The so-called, now he's a Chinese man, they went to get to this thing, so-called cables and things from. What has happened to him? The report that they brought to the table, what has happened? Did the people just go and drink tea and biscuits and come out with lies in their reports? These are the things we should be asking ourselves. And it's quite serious. You see, Ghanaians should not take this for a joke. They have told us that we have short memories. So when they say one thing, they believe that tomorrow when they say another, you're going to say, they'll start calling you names.
Are we not turning this into a blame game instead of trying to collaborate to
Who
fix
is
this
blaming?
problem?
Who is blaming who? Let us look at the core of the problem. The core of the problem is the base of lies, the base of propaganda, the base of 1.5 years. I've done so many good things, but this one there is MPP. Nanado had a myriad of problems, over $12 billion debts to pay. IPPs were signed rampantly because at that time they had told us that it's a do or die affair. So it was a take or pay. And millions of Ghana cedis, including dollars, were given out to people.
For what?
For no work done.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. The IPPs that were
Independent
signed,
power
producers, the IPPs that were signed, it was serious. Johnny, you and I know that some of them did not make sense. Some of them did not make sense. And we keep on doing this to this poor country. In fact, it's a rich country that we want people to believe that is poor. And I keep on wondering why it's always the energy sector that has the biggest gain because of the huge amounts of investments that go there. We sit down and every time it's become like a symbol of a hope that is not, that there is no hope. NDC has now become synonymous with Dumsor. 2012 to 2016, in fact, under President Kufuor, we had intermittent power supplies.
Right.
That even at that time, some people went to Akosombo and went to pray, true or false.
True.
Some pastors, they went to pray that the Akosombo was drying up. Kufuor in his wisdom decided that, listen, let us finish this buoy project and make it a massive one. So that at the end of it all, Ghanaians will be okay. He started it and it's been finished now.
By his successors.
Yes, by his various successors.
Right.
As we speak today, Nanado had to put on the floating solar, true or false, so that we would get more energy, not only from the dam, but from the solar energy as well. That was what he did. Now, when you go to Kalio, phase 1 and phase 2, he added about 15, first one was 13 megawatts of power, second one was 15 megawatts, giving us about 28 megawatts of power. When you go to the bridge project, he added 200 megawatts of power there, just to make sure that our power base is growing naturally. Under the wisdom of President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he said, listen, we cannot keep on relying on hydro and expensive things because all these thermal plants, it takes in a lot to do. So let us try and do solar. So under his tenureship, he was going to invest in 2,000 megawatts of solar plants that will, one, reduce the cost of energy by 50%.
The Palugu multipurpose dam was supposed to have a solar component. That dam never materialized.
He said,
I was in Palugu over the weekend.
The Palugu, they did the, what do you call it? They did the feasibility studies and everything. When he said it was done, he was talking about feasibility studies.
No, he said
and
it's being constructed.
No,
Alfred,
he didn't use the word the dam itself has been done. No, he didn't use the word dam itself. He was talking about feasibility studies. He said the dam feasibility has been done. You know, so let's go on.
No.
I know you are going to look for it and play it. You can look for it and play it 100 times.
Because
yes,
because he didn't say feasibility study. He says,
but he was talking about feasibility.
Okay, hold
you
on.
and me know that is feasibility.
Hold on.
You and me, John.
In the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think here the most important project here in the north since independence, a Palugu Dam project.
Okay,
is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no more since independence.
Okay, as I watch it.
How I check government be by yes, Palugu Dam, but we're here as a signature project, and in Ebeda number one. So there's no doubt about that. Palugu Dam, no, it's.
A few moments later.
I have no doubt in my mind that I was championing the Palugu Dam. We have not yet been able to do it, but by the grace of God, I believe we are going to do the Palugu Dam. It has.
So
we are going to do
so
it.
this was in 2020 and
Yes.
2024.
Yes.
In 2020, said a signature project
It's going to be a signature
that
project.
has been done. Alfred, we had the tape together.
I am telling you on authority. Sometimes, you see, when you are talking, you will believe that some of the things you are saying, you've even said it ahead of time. Like, it was the main thing he was talking about was the feasibility. You don't go and start a project when you haven't done feasibility.
So what changed between 2020 and 2024?
That is why he was telling you 2024 that it's a project that will be done.
After his attention was drawn that
they
the dam was
finished
not done.
Listen, they finished the feasibility. So can I continue and finish my this thing before we go on?
No. So
we can take this as a full subject and treat
so
it.
I was asking about the Palugu Dam because it has a solar power generation component.
Yes.
And you were talking about
And
solar.
I'm telling you that in his when you go to page 91 of our manifesto, it states clearly.
Sorry. Part of that bigger mix you were talking about in terms of the megawatts that were going to be generated from solar had the Palugu multipurpose dam as part of that mix. And I'm saying that dam was not done. So you can't quote that round figure.
What I'm saying is that when you go to page 91 of our manifesto, one of the first points we have created there or we put there is that our thinking, our idea, our work is going to be on a 2,000 megawatt solar project across the country to one, reduce the purchasing of electricity by 50%. We did not want to come and increase it by 28%. And then when people complain, we reduce it by 4% and bring it to 24% and say that for me, I've done well. That was not our purpose. Our purpose is to make sure that we use the natural energy that God has given. And the government was going to invest in that.
You had 8 years, you couldn't do that.
We started. There are various projects we've done.
I'm saying that.
And I've given you one as the Bui project. You yourself have brought in the Palugu that part of it was a solar project.
That's right.
And I'm telling you that under Dr. Baumia, his AE is that before the 8 years would end, he has done 2,000 megawatts of solar energy.
How long would it take to do this? You had
you know
8
solar
years.
is expensive.
Yes, but
So you can't do it at once. You do it in phases.
But you had 8 years. Show us the phase
Johnny,
that has been done.
Johnny,
at least.
Johnny, I've given you figures, and I'm telling you that you cannot do solar. Just put all your money into solar and say that I'm done with the solar. You do it in phases and you do it in batches.
So which phase
in such
did
a
you
way,
do? Which phase did you do?
Johnny?
No, I'm
The
asking-
2,000 project. I'm saying that the doctor said when he comes. I'm not saying that it's been done. The 2,000
so he stayed in power
megawatts.
for 8 years, didn't do even a single phase of it, and now
said
he's
he didn't
saying
do a
that.
single phase?
So show me where it was done. Show me.
Haven't I given you the?
No, you are
megawatts of
mentioning
this thing?
figures. I'm saying show me where. I've
Show
been
you
to
where what?
Palugu, and I'm
Haven't
saying
I
that
given you the Bui Dam solar project?
The Pui Dam is solar.
Yes, the floating solar
Is
project.
solar.
Yes.
And how much does it
That
add?
was done by even a Ghanaian.
That what capacity does it add? What
that
capacity
was
does it
done-
add to a power
Johnny,
mix?
Google, you
No,
get
you
it right
are-
now.
you are the
like
one
the
who
way you
preach
Google
on
this
it.
one, the way you were so smart in Googling Dr. Baumia's
As for
speech.
tapes, they have tapes.
Oh yes, so the same way you can Google smartly and get your information. It's so easy. Don't worry. Any information you can Google, you get it. Don't ask me questions.
Okay.
Don't ask me questions.
So
Let me finish with
wrap
my
up for me.
this
So
thing.
you were saying that. Well,
So I'm saying that
he said that we
his
move
next
to-
affordable thing that
to
he
solar.
wanted to do was that individuals were going to be supported to have solar in their houses, and they were going to be given the switch system, meter system, where when you produce more than even the capacity you need, you can sell it back to ECG at a lower rate, so that ECG will give it to the less endowed people or places that do not have solar to install. These were ideas that he was bringing on board.
Bold ideas.
Bold ideas. Solid ideas that he was going to work and make sure that it happens. Because he sat down, he was in power, he's seen the challenges that were going on. He's seen the way we're trying to solve problems, the immediate ones and the long-term ones. And so, whilst we are doing the immediate ones, he was looking at the long-term one that within his 8 years, this is what I have to do so that Ghanaians will be eased from that pain and from that burden of high electricity. Lastly, they were looking at the solar projects. What do you call it? Establishing, fully establishing the nuclear power plant that was going to help. You know that we started, Nkrumah started it on the Atomic Road.
We sold the realtor. Did we not sell that? No. Please, Prince Derek. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
So he was making sure that he was going to look at making sure that we put that into place.
But we sold the realtor.
It doesn't matter. You can always put things in place.
The Americans are using that realtor now.
You can always put things in place. There are institutions that we sold and bought it back. Right now, as we speak, and we buy, hasn't a local person bought the Dama Mines Goldfields. Wasn't it sold or given to the
it was leased.
Foreign?
It was leased.
Whether leased or something, it was leased for a long time, which is like selling. But today, as we speak, under a big push, we've been able to get a local person to take it up.
With the
it's
capacity.
A big push project.
With the capacity.
It's a big push project.
With the capacity. You are not happy that the Ghanaian has it?
Have I said that? I said it's a big push project, and I'm happy about that.
I thought big push was connected to roads.
It's not only roads. Anything that you do that can push someone up is big push.
I see.
If I push you up to go and get what do you call it? Johnny is now the owner and of Black Water. You think it's not a big push project?
So your appearance this morning is the big push for Dr. Baumia.
Baumia's big push is about making sure that Ghanaians get the 2,000 megawatts of solar energy. That is a big thinking and a big push.
I hear you.
But it's not a matter of sitting at one place and thinking that you can lie to Ghanaians and lie your way out.
Okay.
It will not happen.
Take a bite on this one quickly. 1 minute and then let's switch topics.
A man's job is difficult.
Who said his job is difficult?
Your job is difficult.
No,
You sit here and you are blaming people that is asking, and you don't know even what is going on.
Go ahead quickly.
Let's go on that time.
So at least it's become very clear from the tapes and the evidence adduced on this morning show that Baumia doesn't tell the truth.
Doesn't tell the truth or what? No, don't go there. Don't go there.
No,
Johnny,
don't attack.
Johnny, let him withdraw. Let him withdraw. Let him withdraw this.
Don't attack. Don't attack.
Let him withdraw this.
Okay,
he's not here. He's not here to defend himself. Don't attack him.
Please, no. Don't go that down.
Don't.
I'll give you 1,001 lies.
Don't attack.
It has not worked on it. Your 133, have you done it? Your 24-hour economy, have you done it? Your 24-hour markets that are going around, you are going to put in new 24-hour markets. What is the use of that? When there are old markets that can be renovated and turned into 24-hour markets, the chips compound that you people are trying to put all around. What has happened to all the Agenda 111 projects? You sit down and you lie. Agenda 133. What has happened to Agenda 133? You came and you sacked people and you come to tell us that you are doing very well. Please don't go there. Don't go there.
The treasurer is not relaxing for you.
Yeah, you see.
But you two don't attack Dr. Baumia.
Oh no! I was just saying that I didn't say even he's a liar. Most people call him about liar, and I don't subscribe to that. But he wasn't telling the truth about Palugu. It's clear.
He's number 2. 2024.
Number
what
2.
He said.
Number 2.
Don't go there.
He said,
2024.
Baumia said the Palugu Dam has been done.
2024. What did he say?
Exposed a few moments
He was
later.
talking about the feasibility studies before you started.
Okay, allow Mr. Thompson.
have to correct him.
Mr. Thompson, please
Let me
allow him.
correct him.
You would have your day. Please allow him.
Mr. Thompson. So,
But I shouldn't allow him
Baumia
to
was
lie.
doing feasibility studies.
That's why you are
for 80
here,
years.
so you can.
I correct him when he lies immediately.
Ghanaians. The spokesperson for Baumia is saying
Was he the person in charge
that
of the whole nation?
Baumia was doing feasibility studies for 8 years, and that he was not allowed to do anything.
He didn't
by
say that.
Akufo-Addo,
He didn't
who was
say
in
that.
charge of the country.
He didn't say
the
that.
same way he said Ken Ofori-Atta did not allow him to be in charge of the economic management team, even though he was the head. Now you see,
Did he come and tell you that?
he said it.
Did he come and
Now
tell
you
you
see.
that? Did he come and tell you
who
that?
should take?
No, did he come and tell you
so
that?
let's assume he didn't say that. So Baumia
Don't-
is responsible.
don't-
for the
Mr.
economic
Thompson,
mess.
Mr. Thompson, hold on.
No, so
Hold on for me.
The economic mess that was bequeathed Ghana was courtesy Baumia, who was the head. and not Ken Ofori-Atta. I'm happy for that.
But he didn't work alone. He worked with people. Why do you want to single him out?
He's the one who was in charge. He wasn't doing feasibility with the CD. He wasn't doing feasibility with the CD and the dollar. He wasn't doing feasibility with the CD and the dollar, the interest rates and all that. He wasn't doing feasibility. You're a banker.
He was in charge of. He was in charge of the economy. Don't you have a finance minister?
Okay, can I ask a question?
Today, as we talk, when we are talking about things, you tell that forcing is forcing.
Use the microphone.
You say Atuforcing is forcing. Today, as we speak, you tell us that Atuforcing is forcing.
Mr. Thompson, I want us to hear him.
Let him go nicely and speak and not attack MPP.
You don't dictate how the man speaks.
When he attacks MPP, I'll respond.
No, because you attacked them. He didn't.
I did not attack them.
He didn't respond.
Why did I attack them?
I beg you, please allow.
No, you can't be unfair. You are my brother, but you can't be unfair. I will set up.
I have enormous respect.
I will set up for oppressors rule.
I will set up for oppressors. Where is the oppressor?
You are trying to oppress me.
Alfred, hold on. Nyabutre.
This one is
Tobo. No, there's nothing like that. Hold on for me. Now you had cause to call the NDC names 133 and all of that.
133 update done.
Yes, but he didn't.
24 economy update.
What I'm trying to say is that he allowed you space to speak, and I restricted him. No,
he didn't.
I restricted him many times. So I beg you, allow him to speak. If you have a rebuttal, please note them. You have a nice sheet in front of you, your diary, and then you can write. But no, that would not make the program nice. I beg you, please. Okay. Let's
tell him not to lie.
No, allow him. You can't dictate how he speaks and things.
Johnny, you are delaying the program.
No, because you are.
So Johnny, I can deal with him. Now you see
how he's speaking.
No,
you can deal with me.
No, I'm saying I can deal with your disruptions.
You can deal with
I can deal with your disruptions. You see, Bawumia's hometown is what? Wale. The Wale watermelon factory. Even his hometown.
I saw the building, but not the factory.
Yes, but that was what he was able to do. That's another feasibility kind of.
No, that was not feasibility. That the building is up. The factory is not functional, but the building is up. I saw it myself. It's on the right hand side when you are driving from Tamale to Bolga. It's on the right hand side. It's a giant white building. Yes, I saw it myself.
A white elephant. Yes.
Oh, come on. I didn't say that.
So, well, you see, for me, he talked about switch meters. And immediately I was like, prepaid meters. Bawumia was in PDS. Prepaid meters. Our money is still there.
No, but the switch meters he spoke about was that if you generate more capacity at home,
what a switch meter is.
Then you can then
Bawumia should not be talking about any type of meter. Whether switch meter that allows you to generate electricity and put on the grid. No, our prepaid meters that we had paid our money. Our money was already paid. They didn't give us the electricity. He went and changed the conditions precedent for the PDS acquisition to insurance guarantee. And you're a banker, you know the difference between a bank guarantee and insurance guarantee and so on. And so that he lowered the bar so that people can steal our ECG, our assets. These are the people talking about energy. Look, the Mary innovation thing. But for the vigilance of the NDC people in parliament, do you know how much of a rip-off Akufo-Addo and Bawumia and Binduri were going to carry us through? Then they said it was a mistake. Then they went and got Addison and others to go and investigate. They went and lodged in Ameri hotels, ate Ameri food, got per diems and stuff, and came back and said there was no problem. These are the people talking. Me, I don't waste my time with MPP. We all know the UP, even from the days of the UP, the antecedents, that's the MPP. When they sold the nuclear plant that we Nkrumah got from the Russians to the Americans. Today he's telling us they sold it. He has admitted, at least that's fine. My brother here doesn't like lying too much, but the job is hard. He has been given a list of lies to defend. He will defend some, but Ghanaians can see through it. So the rebuttals are fine.
Okay.
Now, on the last rebuttal, he talked about the 24-hour economy not working and markets and so on. For his information, they capped the District Assembly Common Fund. It's been uncapped. The Get Fund and others that have been uncapped. All are being used.
But where are the markets?
The markets are coming up. Now, the feasibility that he was talking about, it's been long done. We've not been in office for 8 years. But the feasibility on all those markets have been done. The local government minister was on air last week. I'm sure he listened to him. All the district assemblies are going to have their 24-hour markets.
But can you run a 24-hour market without electricity?
Of course, and that is why we don't want arsonists to burn down things to make electricity unavailable. These people don't want the markets to see the light of day. They don't want the 24-hour economy to work. They want to be talking Dumsor when there's no Dumsor, talking about D levy when there's even not a D, and they said Dumsor there, then they come and do us. You see, let's be focused. All the markets are going to come up with facilities in there. When you go as a listen, I know his mother very well, very good woman. You know, Charlie, she's diseased, but that's fine. Now you see, our mothers from the days of his being a child will take you to the creche. they will want to make sure that you're fine. And that's what 31st December tried to do. This time around, all the markets women, when they take their children, they will have creches there.
Like we have a Kadesh market.
Thank you. The Kadesh there's a model that's been done for all assemblies. So there's and it's been scaled, so you can have it in phases, depending on availability of money, and because the monies have been uncapped. And in fact, for the first year, they've accumulated the money. Now the money has been released by the Ministry of Finance to the local government and the assemblies. So each one, depending on whether you're district, metropolitan or municipal assembly, there's a scale.
Okay.
And then also depending on the land size. So it's been scaled into 2.5 acre land, 3 acre land, 3.5. The Tamale one, I'm sure you've seen it. When the president went with Mama, the education minister. Oh, Thompson. Acknowledge. Oh, Nani, me of your.
Oh, but must you get his? Must you get his
But
buy?
have you seen it?
No, he says he doesn't want to. You go ahead, make your point.
No, but
He will.
he
will have. He's
no,
quiet.
No, me, I'm saying the truth. I want him to interject on this.
But why should he interject you?
Okay, so
Assume that I'm lying.
Ghanaians out there, he's acknowledged the fact that these are real projects.
Okay,
so
thank you.
I'm apologizing on his behalf for saying the 24-hour economy and the 24-hour market and etc. will not work.
Okay, thank you
very much,
Mr. Thompson. The 24-hour markets are coming, but how can you operate that without electricity? That's my question.
In the first place, Johnny, let's be realistic. We have markets enough across the places
Sunrise on
that it
3
needs
FM,
to be
the best
innovated.
in the morning.
When you go to most of these markets, and you bear with me that the electrical connections within the markets are very bad. They are appalling. They can burn easily. Why do we want to go and invest and build a new packet when we can use little or less money to renovate and put the old market in a habitable state and let it run for 24 hours, whilst gradually we increase more market space? But no, because of some people wanting to do chop, so by force they have to go and create new markets. And you know what they are doing? They create the markets around major busy roads where it's going to cause traffic and going to cause issues. Ole, Ole, you know what I'm talking about. You come to a nice place like my place, Cape Coast.
Cape Coast, yeah.
Sunrise on 3 FM.
You know
the best
Abra
in
Market?
the
I know
morning.
Abra Market.
Have you seen how Abra Market is?
Yes,
If they put a nice edifice there, won't it be good?
it will be good.
Just like the Kotokraba one.
Kotokraba, yes.
And then the Anafu one that has been done. But now, you know what they want to do?
No.
They want to go and put a new market within 2 big schools, Holy Child and what do you call it? This place, Econ. Why are you doing that? And that place is so narrow and far off, where you can invest so much into the Abra market and turn it
Sunrise
into
on
an
3
ultra
FM,
modern
the best in
market
the morning.
that can run 24 hours, because most of the people that are at the south side cannot expand. So it's the northern side of Cape Coast that is expanding. It's going
That's
further.
right. That's right.
So common sense should tell us that you can even decide that, okay, I don't want to do that brand now, but let me go towards what do you call it?
There's a big park
Wesley
around
Girls.
in
After
Tranua.
Wesley Girls, yes.
There's a big
Yes.
park around in Tranua.
Around that place.
Right.
Let's put a new market there. Why do you want to force something into Cape Coast South just to show that I'm doing a 24-hour market?
You don't
see,
like it
some
because
of
it's
these
in your
things-
backyard
no,
or what?
Some of these things, sorry to say, doesn't make sense. And I expect us to do things that will look at the long term rather than being short-sighted.
But are we not sure
I'll
that
give you
the
another example.
elders of the community, Domahin himself,
there was
and the
even
rest,
a quarrel.
they have been
a quarrel
in on it.
between the Cape Coast North MP, Raga, who was not happy about this whole thing that was going on, and he was not consulted. Sometimes when they are coming to consult, you don't come and ask you for your ideas, and come and sit down there. Oh, let's do a round table
You are
and look for
going to be
suggestions. You are just being informed that you are coming to build a market here, and this is how it will help you. So get your schnapps, get the envelope, and that is what I'm come to tell
Is that what
you.
the chief said, or the MP?
Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Johnny. You are being impartial. This one, there's nothing wrong with it.
That's a good
You
one.
see, you asked a very salient point that how can you run a 24-hour market with intermittent power supply? You have a challenge in our electrical model. Are they going to look at Baumier's manifesto and put solar energies on all the new markets? It's not about mere idea, but at least you are looking at this model and see that, listen, let's go solar. Today, as we speak, me and you know, the sun that we are getting these days is so hot that even the AC sometimes does not power your room or your car. Sometimes you sit in your car and you ask yourself, is my AC's fault? Or I have to take it for service now? Am I lying, John?
That's right.
So it tells you that you can do so much with solar. We can even get our local schools, the technical schools, to start seeing how they can put solar panels together so that we do things locally. It's creating jobs and giving people the chance to also explore, see other ways in which you can get solar energy to do a lot of these things. But no, we wouldn't do that because someone feels that at this point in time, I have to chop.
Okay.
When you go to the hospital, the chip compounds that they want to build, look at the Agenda 111 that is still flying in some bushes. Weeds have come all over it.
General still is coming up steady.
Weeds have come all over it.
But you gave us the impression that you had commissioned them and they were ready for use.
That's not what
their
you said.
government
That's
is
not-
also telling us
that's
that
not what you said,
their
Johnny.
government is also
Johnny,
telling us that
we said
no.
that most of them were over 70 to 90% complete.
So the ones that Nanado was commissioning, what was he commissioning them for?
Which one did he commission?
Oh, you didn't know.
Which one did he commission? Tell me.
Let me just ask Google, since you allow me to ask Google.
Oh, so why didn't the other one? Why didn't you add Google? But this one there, you want to add Google.
So, agenda 111 So, as of early 2026, the Agenda 111 Hospitals project in Ghana has been seen a few new facilities commissioned. Though the progress varies significantly, with reports indicating some commissioned sites still lack full equipment or operational readiness, while
Which
initial
sites?
goals were to commission over 50 hospitals by mid-2024. Now, this is it.
So which sites were commissioned?
Oh,
I'm asking
the
you.
thing is here.
And so many people. Then again, Google no mean the question.
No. No, nobody is helping. So Dr. Amin on 4th of March 2025, according to a Ghanaian Times report, says MPP completed 3 hospitals under Agenda 111. It's here. It's there.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
where
say
were
that.
the hospitals?
Okay. Now let me expand. So
FTBF.
no, allow me.
Let's be realistic.
I'm for
Allow.
Only brown.
So refuting
Let you
claims
left brown,
refuting claims made by the current government that only one hospital had been built, Dr. Adam clarified that under the administration of former President Akufo-Addo, the Echema Kwanoma Municipal Hospital in Trede, 1.
Yeah.
The Ofurukro Municipal Hospital in Kokobing, 2.
Yeah.
And the Hunter West Municipal Hospital in Bokro were operational.
Okay.
This
so there are
is
3.
former
Can you check
finance
whether they're
minister.
operational now?
They are not operational, according to the health minister.
How can they say something is operational? He comes anyway. It's
No, but
happening.
you were asking
It's
me for
happening because there was
locations.
no Dumsor, but today we are
Sunrise
experiencing.
on
It tells us
3
that.
FM.
No, you were asking for locations. Are you satisfied now?
No, I've given you that. Go and check whether they are operational. You are telling me that they are not
No,
operational.
you said
so.
you-
How
you
can
wanted-
something?
you wanted
how
the
can
locations.
something-
You have the location now.
Rome, I know it's operational.
It is operational.
Yes.
The people of Urukrom are using Agenda
yes.
111.
Oh yeah.
Alfred
Go and check.
Thompson.
Go and check.
Alfred
Go
Thompson.
and check. Everything is there. If the hospital, if the health minister has stopped the people from going there,
Did
then
you
it's
take
their own
communion
problem.
last Sunday?
Oh, I said go and check.
Alfred Thompson.
Everything is there.
Oh, your communion.
Everything is there.
Anyway.
Why do you want to do
Let's
2
go.
against 1?
Let's go, please. Stop that.
So
stop
let
that.
me tell you
Stop,
something.
stop
No,
that.
Johnny,
Stop
let's be
Stop
realistic.
that.
Johnny,
Stop that.
let's be
Stop
realistic. You don't expect that Amin will come and tell you that they
Stop
brought
that.
equipment into a hospital,
Stop
and
that.
then someone will come and tell you that it's not operational because he doesn't want to open it up. If
If
he doesn't want to open it up, then he's been distant.
So you see, oh no,
Master, let's be realistic.
So you say the health minister is doing that because he doesn't want to open the hospital up.
Go and check whether there are no equipments there and no beds there. Let us be serious.
So
This is not his pocket money.
So they were.
This is government money.
So they were open and people accessed health care from there.
This is government
in
money.
2024 under you. Is that what you're saying?
The day they go and commission it, definitely people will be accessing healthcare there. The day
Will
any
be
hospital or any this the
Will
building
be
is opened.
audited.
Okay, I hear you. Let's move on, please.
Let's be realistic. The chip compound. What has happened? They are going to start new chip compounds when these things are there to be finished.
Take your time. Drink water.
No, let's be serious. This is government money. It's not their pocket money. All they think about is, let's go and start a new project. Let's go and start a new project. When things are going bad,
But is that,
these projects were not done on someone's whims and caprices.
But Alfred, is that not the same thing you did with the E-blocks? You abandoned the E-blocks.
Do you know how many E-blocks we did?
And you were building
They
new
did
things.
29 E-blocks. We did more than 33 E-blocks.
Yeah, I'm saying that, but the ones that
We were
existed,
still building.
the ones that were existed,
Yes.
you abandoned them in the bush. You're talking about Agenda 111 being abandoned.
All the ones in the bushes that we were touching,
Johnny,
we made sure that we put boarding
you are even
facilities
going to
storage.
E-blocks.
Hold on, please.
The-
No.
We
No,
made
GMC.
hold on.
Where they went to
UGMC,
hide
didn't we go and do
during
this
COVID.
thing?
During COVID, you went to hide there as hotels. Meanwhile, you did not. allow
UGMC
the-
commissioned
this
it
way.
twice when the full equipment were not there. We put in equipment and made sure that it was functional.
Alfred, there was a
What are you talking
There
about?
was a chief in the Volta region, paramount chief in the Volta region, who asked that an E-block should be operationalized, and the president said, "You cannot tell me what to do." If
Yes,
the
because
chief
he was
feels
using
so
funding.
minded, he should go and do it.
He was
himself.
using bare funding
That
to
facility-
finish. As we talk now, that facility is working.
By this government. They
No.
got to open it.
It was under Nana Akufo-Addo.
No.
He even laughed at him that after all, hasn't this facility been
Are you
open for
sure
you? Go and
about
check. I'm telling you in confidence.
Alfred Thompson.
I remember that statement he made.
Alfred
that
Thompson.
So if you
okay,
check,
so
if you check, if you check, they shouldn't
man.
vote. If you check, they shouldn't vote for you.
Please.
Put
Okay.
that. Add that.
All right.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Now, the Ministry of Interior on 28th of April, that's yesterday, issued a press statement that says that following an attack by unknown assailants on a military patrol team in Binduri, the Upper East region, the Ministry of the Interior has, with immediate effect, restricted the use of motorbikes by all persons in Binduri Township and its environs. In view of the security situation, the restriction is a necessary measure to maintain law and order, protect lives and properties, and support ongoing security operations in the area. Government urges chiefs, elders, opinion leaders, the youth, and all residents of Binduri and surrounding communities to exercise restraint and remain calm. Citizens are encouraged to use peaceful and lawful channels to address grievances and to support efforts to restore lasting peace. Any person who contravenes this directive will be arrested and prosecuted in accordance with the law. The Ministry of Interior remains committed to ensuring the safety and security of all citizens, signed by Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak MP, who's the Honourable Minister in charge of Interior, and issued by the Ministry of Interior. Prince Derek J, is this the panacea to the disturbances we've had in that region over time? Is this the answer? Restriction of motorbikes?
Panacea, no. But interim fix, yes. And I think that you would agree with me that whereas motorbikes as a means of transportation is legal, perfectly legal, because we are allowing the sale of motorbikes, and people who buy these must be allowed to use them, same way people who buy vehicles should be allowed to use them. I believe that there's been a discrimination against people using motorbikes over the years, because a lot
Sunrise
of crimes
on
committed
3FM,
have been
the best in the
through that
morning.
modus of transportation, and it's a lot easier to, as it were, evade capture, and that's why it's become useful for people who either snatch your bags or commit armed robbery to get off, because in traffic situations they can just, whereas if it's a car you're stuck and all that. I personally have a certain revulsion for mistreatment of persons or discrimination against persons who otherwise.
Go ahead, Prince Derek.
I can clear my throat, you know.
Go ahead.
It sounded like a motorbike.
Go ahead.
Listeners, that wasn't a motorbike. That was
water 5 times. I'm sure you do it 6 times, still don't give me.
okay now.
Don't worry. You'll
Thank
find
you.
water. Kunzo, please bring Alfred Thompson
You should
water.
bring me hot coffee
You want hot coffee?
without milk,
Okay, all right.
but with biscuits.
Okay. Udienka.
Anyway, so that was Alfred Thompson
Sunrise
trying
on
to interrupt.
3FM,
Now,
the best in
You're
the
trying,
morning.
but listeners are still rapid.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You see, the
Mention
first,
my name, Okojo Thompson.
no problem. The first thing is that I think that we have brought some of these things upon ourselves, and if we are vigilant, actually those who use motorbikes are vigilant. For example, I mean, there's this policy by the government to allow Okada use, which is friendly to people who use motorbikes. So this government is not against people who use motorbikes. However, the reality is that people use motorbikes to commit crimes. In fact, even the Fugu, which today represents. Today is Fugu Day. I'm in Fugu, you are in Fugu. This man has decided that he doesn't. Please. I'm just telling you something. When crimes are committed in the north, sometimes there's even a ban on wearing Fugu.
That's right, because people can conceal weapons there.
Yes, you see, this man doesn't think far. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The MPP syndrome is catching up with you. I know you're a good guy, but you're staying in the wrong place for too long. Now you see, so the kinds of restrictions, that are put on people because of other people's actions, like the Fugu thing I mentioned, the same thing goes with the motorbikes. It may not be the panacea, but it is helping in the short term to curb a certain situation. All right, in terms of after the crime is committed, being able to flee. Because if you were to run on your 2 feet, you'll be apprehended more easily. If you were to flee on a motorbike, you cannot be chased easily if there's a traffic situation or if the terrain is rough and so on. So that is just a way of curtailing it. Right. Now, to the actual issue, and I think that is what should be the thrust of the discussion. Is it proper to carry arms? In fact, recently there was an amnesty, and the idea was to mop up all the excess arms in circulation.
By Adam Bonnet's outfit.
Exactly. Unfortunately, not all has been, though a significant amount was. The next thing is that all those who are caught with illicit arms are supposed to be dealt with ruthlessly. And underline the word ruthlessly. That's what the statement was. So we expect to see that ruthlessness, so that it serves as a deterrent to those who, like my colleagues who have vowed to destabilize the government and do all sorts of things. And they said it even on the floor of Parliament and even behind the pulpit when Bawumia went to church to do his Thanksgiving service after his procured victory. You said you were going to
digressing. Go ahead.
So
go ahead,
disruptive
Alfred.
and make Ghana ungovernable and all that. Yeah, you said it. And
that's what we said.
Yes.
Alfred,
through your leader.
Alfred, please.
Through your leader.
Prince Derek, go ahead.
The person is asking me a question. I'm asking.
Go ahead. I'm making a statement of fact.
Which fact?
Go ahead,
that
please.
Your minority leader, micro-minority leader, said it on the pulpit on your behalf.
You didn't say that.
That you're going to be disrupted, and you actually disrupted government until Bawumia became your leader. So any further distraction is courtesy of Bawumia. What you are doing in the studio today is in the name of Bawumia. Keep on, Ghanaians are watching you.
It's called production. You don't produce the show.
So you decide which one to Google and
when you were deputy.
When I am talking, you said you are Googling. When he is talking in line,
when you're deputy
through his teeth.
When you're deputy
when he is lying
MD,
through his teeth, you
Alfred,
say you Google.
When you were deputy MD at NIB, could I have just walked in and asked you to take me to your vault?
Oh yes.
No.
They'll take you.
You would have lost your license. You would have lost your license.
Even me, when I go to the vote, I can't take anything from you.
You would have lost your license.
No, I cannot go to the vote and take anything.
But you cannot take me to the vote.
But they can write and they will take you there.
No, I said I just walk in like you walked in. Have you written to me?
But no, I said you write in the book. There's a book. Anybody who goes to the vote writes in the book.
I think you're taking our time now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I think that
you people in power tried this. It didn't work. Even the opposition have not learned lessons. You are doing the same thing.
Oh, tell you.
The Boku crisis.
Yes.
Bawumia's people.
Go on. Why can't you?
Why? Why can't I? Ghanaians are watching.
Come on, please, gentlemen, please.
Now,
go ahead.
The point is this: the Bawumia engineered Boku crisis has been over for some time.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Wow. You see, the Boku crisis has been resolved to a large extent. However, any crisis does not stop just like that. There'll be, things that happen, and people look out to see how the security services handle it over a period of time. First thing is that those people who attacked the bus that was being escorted by the military, the gun that was used has been seized. The ammunition that went along with it have been seized. Some arrests have been effected, and investigations are underway.
On 3FM, the best in the morning.
Go ahead. Prince Derek, please go ahead. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you know that. Anyway,
so
Ghanaians want to see swift action, and I think swift action has come from the military. Now, can we sustain convoys being deployed to follow every bus that goes in the region? It is not sustainable. In fact, those MPP elements who are excited at these things that happen should note that if Ghana becomes unstable and these things go beyond a certain realm, and insurgents who may already be in the country take advantage of the situation, there'll be no Ghana left by the time in the, I don't know when, that they would have an opportunity to even govern. So they should stop these kinds of being happy, trivializing these issues and all that. I think that we should all come together as a country and make sure that we embolden the security services to not only take charge of the situation, but to nip this thing in the bud ruthlessly.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson, we're looking for solutions. We've been at this same cycle for a period of time. Boku, Binduri, and all those hotspots. We've seen it, restrictions here and there, but it doesn't seem to solve the problem. What do we need to do going forward?
Johnny, it's quite sad that this is going on and people take political capital out of it, because a life lost is serious in this country, and we can only plead with our brothers in all those areas that whatever they are doing, what they are fighting about, it reduces the development that can come to their area, because no one feels safe coming there to help develop the place, and anyone transferred there will not come and do anything good for them, because the first thing they are coming to do is to see how they can bring peace to that place, because at the moment it's volatile. Everybody is at the knife's edge. They don't know what can happen tomorrow to themselves, so they cannot think straight to bring enough development to that place. I will just plead with them that you know what, they should focus and see how they can help themselves, so that we can also come in and help them. At the end of the day,
go ahead.
He just wants me to talk, and
don't mind him.
At the end of the day, what we want to see is development going across this country, everybody getting a share of the cake.
Right.
And not only that, some people will be looking at helping to make this country theirs. So I'll plead with them. Some time back, under the presidency of Nana Akufo-Addo, we sent the Otumfuo there to see how they can bring lasting peace.
Right.
He did his bit, he's left. If they continue, he cannot come always and come and see how he can bring peace. The peace starts with those who are there. So I implore on my brothers and sisters, even those who are in Accra, who can speak to their relatives in that area, that please, for development's sake, do not be left out of the national cake. It's so big that everybody needs to get his due. Let us bring peace there, so we can bring the necessary development for that area. There's so much that we can do or get from that place and export out of this country.
Right.
But if there is fight there all the time, nobody would want to feel safe. Even tourism alone can raise enough revenue for them. But if I'm going there and I don't know whether my car can be seized or I can be locked or I can be kidnapped or anything, why would I want to go there?
It's a big question.
So we'll plead with them that help us to help you. And we'll plead with the current government that do not sit down and make political capital out of this.
Great.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't only affect you, it affects all of us in Ghana. And we spend millions. Because when you look at the budget that goes there to bring peace there, you ask that, can that money do something better for that place?
It can. Well, 10 minutes to the top of the hour, 10 o'clock here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Now, there's a story sourced from Reuters, and it talks about Ghana rejecting proposed U.S. health aid deal, citing data concerns, according to a source, by Robbie Corey Bullet. And he says that, Ghana has rejected a bilateral health deal with the United States. A source familiar with the negotiations told Reuters the latest stumbling block to the Trump administration's effort to overhaul foreign aid. The government of President John Dramani Mahama balked at terms requiring the sharing of sensitive health data, according to the source. The same issue sank talks with Zimbabwe this year and also prompted a court to suspend implementation of Kenya's deal pending the hearing of a case filed by a consumer protection group. Spokesperson for Ghana's Foreign Ministry and government did not respond to requests for comments. The U.S. State Department said it does not disclose details of bilateral negotiations, and they said the continue to look for ways to strengthen the bilateral partnerships between our two countries as Ghana and the United States. According to a spokesperson, the Trump administration in September announced a new American First global health strategy that calls for poorer nations to play a bigger role in fighting HIV/AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, and polio in their countries and eventually transition from aid to self-reliance. But this is what we know, that Ghana government rejected a handshake from the United States because they were asking for us to share sensitive data. President Derek, I ask you, was Ghana right in rejecting that deal?
Ghana did not reject the entire deal. At least the first 96 was
Sunrise on
provided.
3FM.
And then the second tranche of 109 was rejected based on that
sensitive
assertion
data.
that- Yes. Now, I mean, the health data of Ghanaians cannot be put in the hands of the Americans at any price. I don't think that we can put a price to it. Personal data. And I'm sure you recall this SIM registration and all that. Data protection has been a big issue.
Right.
It is not also uncommon for countries like the US to, as it were, use espionage and other means to get these informations anyway. And some companies, sometimes you're sitting somewhere and then you start getting things on your phone because somebody has sold data that's, and sometimes you also provide information when you go and do your registrations on Yahoo, Facebook and all that. They follow. I mean, these companies do a lot of things with the data and they commercialize it. But then there is another dark side of it which could happen when it has to do with, health information, which are actually supposed to be private. Even your doctor is not allowed to give to third party without proper authorization and all that. Now imagine, and I'm just going to use a speculative lesson for people to stretch their imaginations to see. Assuming that your health information was with the US government and you want to go on for the World Cup, they can decide to easily
reject your visa application
based on some health concern that they have. And in that, their agreement or their statement that the US State Department put out,
don't need your help.
Go ahead. We don't
they
have time. Our time is
indicated
almost
that
up.
they want, in fact, part of
Why do you
the
say John?
part of
Your
the
mic is on.
Okay.
So misbehave. The next are listening to what Bami
Go ahead.
Go
Now you
ahead.
see, the part of the statement from the US is that they want to protect Americans' health, whatever. It's there.
Are they going to give us their sensitive data?
No, of course they are not.
They are not. So
Yes,
so
there's
were we
no reciprocity.
right in
We're
saying
very right, and I think that a lot of very key decisions taken by this government have not just been spot on. They may not be popular with persons like Mr. Thompson here, who government had been.
Don't digress. Go on.
No.
With the point.
They chopped our money.
very much,
They've chopped our money, sir.
Thank you very
So
much,
any
John.
money that is coming in
For twice,
for chopping
they are
purpose,
being
they are happy. So that one, we don't pride ourselves in just collecting money for collecting sake. They are happy to mortgage Ghana anytime to chop and loot. But this government is mindful of the fact that yes, 109 could do a lot, but
Sunrise
109
on 3FM,
will
the
shortchange
best in
Ghanaians
the
if that
morning.
data is made available.
Okay.
So we won't. It's a good decision.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Were we right in rejecting the deal, the part of the deal that says that we had to share sensitive information of our citizens with the U.S. government?
But every government has always said that they don't want to share any information outside this country.
Sunrise
We've
on
always
3FM,
stated it clearly,
the best in
and
the
I don't see
morning.
why our information should go out of this country.
So you agree?
Allow him, please.
Oh,
Go
that's my
ahead.
only interjection.
Thank you very
Positive
much.
one, actually.
I would say that with America, whether you give them or don't give them, if they want to refuse you visas, they refuse a lot of people visas every time. Trump, under his administration, we've seen so many things that have gone on. Everywhere they complain about it, but he doesn't care. We should remain focused. We should remain resilient. We should work harder. We should solve our problems. We should make our citizenry happy. And then we can call ourselves independent.
So it's a good decision.
Whether we like it or not, we depend on other nations every now and then,
Right.
especially when you go out and borrow every time. There are certain things that they can get from you easily, because when you are vulnerable, that is where people take capital out of you. I would say that our leaders should get to the time where We have a lot of. We are sitting on
was it a
billions
good
of
decision?
natural resources in this country, and
Was it a
our
good
leaders
decision,
should
Thompson?
sit down and make sure that we transform our natural resources into finished products, where we can make money on our own and make sure that we don't depend on
Millennium
anyone out
Compact
there.
Agreement. Yeah, Yeshika.
All we
Okay,
will
is it
say-
a good
Oh,
decision?
Prince Derek, please. Go ahead.
All we will say is that we can work together for the good of the next generation, and we, on our part, will do whatever possible it is
Right.
to make sure that we work
It's a
for
good
the good
decision.
Great.
of this country.
So it was a good decision or a bad decision?
That the government didn't give the information out.
That's right.
Any information that you don't give out to your opponents to use against you is good.
Thank you, Mr. Alfred Thompson.
but we
He's
not
he's
for a
a senior
reason.
communicator for the NPP.
we
He's a
lost a
former
lot more
MD of
to
the
the
National
Millennium
Investment
Compact
Bank and
thanks to your
an MPP
mismanagement.
National Treasurer hopeful.
Thank
you
you
very
very
much, sir, for coming in at
Yeshika.
short notice. We are grateful.
Yeshika.
We appreciate you. Prince Derek
Thank you
Eje
very
is a
much.
senior is that a government spokesperson or
Please,
party?
I beg you.
Government
I'm not
spokesperson.
a government spokesperson.
Aye,
Yeah.
Finoche.
You are-
Government spokesperson, Gabriel.
Interview there, maybe
Aye,
maybe a
Finoche.
few.
Aye,
Tell you what
Finoche.
we post. Happy birthday